You might be noticing the markets are having a heady advance today on optimism that trade talks will ensue. One particular sector that seems to be benefiting is the semiconductor or chip arena. If you just look at the instant beneficiaries, they include the Vector high-tech ETF fund, a semiconductor fund. It has components like Micron Technologies and NVIDIA, all up smartly anywhere from 4 to 6%. This is an industry that was thought to be under duress, especially given Broadcom saying that its exposure to Huawei and stunted business there was going to cost it and maybe take about $2 billion worth of hits from that. And the whole industry followed. Less so today. Let's get the read from Paul Dietrich on where we go from here, the Fairfax Global Markets CEO. Paul, I don't know which is a more realistic view of what's actually going on. The sell-off we had in this arena a little more than 24 hours ago, or the comeback now? What do you think?
I think the comeback may have some legs. Yesterday, I talked to one of our trade negotiators here in Washington, D.C., and he said the outline of a compromise has pretty much been put into place for President Trump and President Xi at the G Summit meeting later next week. And that compromise is that the Chinese will agree to the tough enforcement provisions that they backed away from a month ago, and that we would back away from a blanket ban on Huawei products, as well as some other tariffs which were to remain in place after the agreement was signed, and that compromise would allow both Trump and Xi to save face and to come to some sort of agreement. The truth is that we can't really develop a first-class 5G system in the United States without Huawei. They own 5 of the key patents that make 5G work. And most telecom analysts will tell you they use a lot of our chips, and that's why the chips are doing well today, the chip stocks. But most people think that a lot of the products that they sell, anybody can look at them and see that there's no way that China can be spying, or, pieces of metal that have nothing going back to China. However, I'm told that there will be a provision within the trade agreement that will allow the United States on a product-by-product basis to determine and ban any products that it thinks that Huawei could use to spy on the United States or affect the security of the telecom system.
It's interesting, and maybe it wasn't just a happenstance remark when the president said that Huawei could, in fact, be part of these negotiations. That did change the tone and tenor of these so-called talks, or what was going on behind the scenes, because, to your point, I can think of nothing else that might have gotten the Chinese to the table, but that if you want to call it a concession or whatever, that Huawei isn't dead, in other words.
Evidently, this compromise has been in the works for a few weeks. So yeah, there you have it.
Yeah, and you were on it, Paul. You were on it. Thank you very much. Good seeing you again.